morning, at least morning for me. It is another cold winter day in southern Ontario. We are off to the Niagara region today. We are going to head inside a nice warm barn with chickens, a lot of chickens. We are going to go meet Jake. Jake and his wife and his parents, they have an egg farm. We're almost there. We'll see you in the barn. All right, we have made it into the barn. Everybody meet Jake. Hi, Jake.
Hello, everybody.
We are here at the Pedalsayer Egg Farm. I've got my nice fancy coveralls off, my fancy boots, if you can see them. What's with all the clothes?
For biosecurity, for hen health.
What's biosecurity?
On the farm here, we want to make sure that anything outside we don't bring inside, as far as communicable, like diseases from wild birds or anything like that. So we change and put on clean clothes when we go in the barn to minimize any risk.
That's good. You don't want them getting colds or sick or anything like
Pretty
that?
much, yeah.
Yeah, cool. All right. Well then, I'm all dressed. You look like you're all set.
Yep, I've got the comfy coveralls on, so.
That's good. Shall we go in?
Yeah, we can go in the barn and take a look at the hens. So this is our laying barn here. We've got 17,112 hens and 3 roosters.
That is a very... So first of all, we have to stop. That's a very exact number. How could you possibly know how many birds you have?
We counted them on the way in.
Well, I missed that part. I missed that part. You must keep track then.
Yeah.
At all times. And then what are the roosters for? They're not laying eggs.
No, they're there to crow. The old timers say the rooster keeps the hen calm.
Oh, really?
So there's one in the front corner here and then 2 in the back.
And the hens hearing them stay calmer.
That's what the old guys say.
Oh, well, and you listen to them.
Fun to hear them crow in the morning. So we've got one at the very front here.
Cool.
We can go take a look at him.
Lead the way.
The rooster's right here. And he's housed with 62 ladies. So his odds are pretty good every day.
What a life.
Yeah. So we house our hens in fully enriched colony housing. So if you look, there's a nest box there where the red curtain is, where there is a nesting pad. So
we interrupted a hen doing her business. Sorry, honey.
There's a nesting pad there so they can tell where to lay their eggs. The eggs will roll out onto the belt. And then every 15 minutes or so, this wire raises and drops the egg onto the belt, and then brings the eggs to the front in the packing room. So there's also feed at the front and the feed trough here. So the feeders run about 5 times a day right now. It's a mixture of corn, wheat, and soy, and we adjust the diet based on the hens' body weights and the egg weights, and also their consumption. So we're tracking multiple different things and put it all together and try to figure out the best way we can feed the hen to keep her happy and healthy, as well as producing a safe, nutritious, high-quality egg. The water line is in the center of the hen there. A little hard to see with the lights, so there'll be one over here. There's none in this area because this is the nesting area. So if we go one over more into our activity area, you can see the water line up here. There's birds in the way perching. And then on the other end of the pen is a activity area where there's a scratch pad. It's right over here.
What's a scratch pad?
Just something for them to peck at and scratch at. And there's also, I call it a cheese grater, but it's just a nail filer. So they'll scratch at this with their feet. And their feet won't be, like their toenails won't be so sharp.
Who knew a hen had a nail filer? Not bad.
They do in the fully enriched housing.
So now, I mean, this is one of those things that I think, a lot of people wonder about for an egg farmer, is you've got them in cages. Is that really that good for a hen?
This is a little different than a conventional cage. This is a newer version where egg farmers across Canada will be transitioning to over the next 20 years. So we put in these, or installed this system about 3 years ago. So we're at the beginning of the transition period for farmers moving towards enriched housing systems. Without conventional system, we wouldn't be here with the enriched system. So the reason why we brought the birds up off the floor, off the ground, away from the litter, away from the big block sizes, is to reduce contact with manure where they can get disease and sick, as well as aggression. In the barns where there's thousands upon thousands of birds, the pecking order gets reestablished every day. Whereas in here there's 62 birds in a pen, and they'll establish their pecking order, same as kids would on a playground on the first day of school. And then it might change a little bit throughout the year, but for the most part it'll stay the same. So here we're able to keep the birds away from the manure, make sure they have fresh water, fresh feed, and a comfortable environment in here. Unlike your dairy barn today, it's 22 degrees in here.
Yeah, like it's nice in here. And that's the thing, you talked about, thousands of birds in here. You'd never know it by the air.
No.
How do you keep it so nice?
So we've got inlets and exhaust fans on each side of the barn, and the computer controls how wide the inlets will open to bring in air, and then how fast to suck the air out of the barn to exhaust it. So actually there are no heaters in this barn. So the hens heat this barn all year round by themselves.
Isn't that amazing? So now, looking down this conveyor here, you've got a whole bunch of eggs laying here.
Yeah.
I don't see any white eggs. Why do you just make brown eggs here?
Because we've got brown hens. So brown chickens lay brown eggs and white chickens lay white eggs, and the roosters don't lay any eggs.
What's the difference between a white and a brown egg?
Nutritionally, nothing. It's just the color of the shell. So if we take an egg and we crack it open, it's white on the inside. So you can see that's white there. Mm-hmm. So if you've got a brown egg and a piece of sandpaper, you can sand the brown egg white.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So from my understanding, as the hen is about to be laid, the same gland that puts pigmentation, like the brown on the bird's feathers, puts brown on the egg.
Isn't that cool?
So.
All right, so you got the eggs.
Yeah, I've got the eggs.
You've got them loaded on here.
Yeah.
But you said that this is just nothing compared to what you'd get in a whole day.
Yeah. So in a normal day, because you came here a little later, I'll have a full skid, which would be 900 dozen, and then a half of a skid. So
900 dozen is a full skid.
Yeah.
That's a few eggs.
Yeah.
And they're all behind that door.
Yeah, so we keep them all in the cooler here. Eggs get picked up once a week. For our farm on Tuesdays. So the cooler is set, farm coolers are supposed to be between 10 and 12 degrees Celsius. So I've got my thermometer on the wall that I can verify that in my records.
Now where could people find your eggs?
Any grocery store across the province, you'll find our eggs.
Anywhere.
Yeah.
So it's not going anywhere special. It's going to the store,
Yeah.
seeing if they've got Canada or Ontario on them.
Ontario grade or Canada grade A. Could be similar to this. You've got your grade A logo right on there. We're producing brown eggs, hence brown large eggs.
Well, thanks, Jake.
No problem. Thanks for visiting.